Welcome back to my discussion on macros. So last week I talked to you guys about carbs, and this episode I'm going to talk about fat. So I feel like fats were the first macro that was demonized. I know I said last week carbs were demonized, but fats were the original macro to be demonized. Back in the 80s, everything was fat free. Like, it's okay, it doesn't have fat in it. So instead of people reducing their calories from fat by substituting it with natural foods, they chose to just eat the same foods but fat free. So that made it healthy. Doesn't make it healthy. So what are fats? Fats are the most calorically dense of the macros. So carbs were 4 calories per gram and fats are 9 calories per gram, which explains why they were demonized to begin with. Oh, they have so many calories, avoid it. But it's completely false. Like, none of that's true. Most of the time things are bad because we overdo it. We are a country of extremes. We like to demonize things, and then when we figure out something's good, then we overeat it. And that's why I say protein for last. What exactly do fats do? Fats serve as an energy source. So because they have so many calories in them, your body can only store so many carbs as glycogen, and eventually it's going to start storing things as fat. This is why people cut carbs to lose fat. They stop supplying their body with glycogen, so the body is forced to use fatty tissue for energy. So usually your body naturally uses fat while you're asleep or fasting, while you're not eating. And again, when you're in a caloric, I can't even think of the word. When you're in a caloric deficit, then your body is going to use fat as its energy source. You also need fats in your diet because they carry fat-soluble nutrients, aka specific vitamins and phytochemicals like carotenoids, alpha and beta carotene. The last reason you should eat fat is because it makes your food taste good. And I know that's weird, but fat satiates you. I can't even say the word, but it satisfies you faster than carbs and protein. Fats satiate you, bam, and that's why you should eat fats. So there are 3 types of fats. There's saturated fat, unsaturated fat, and trans fat. And your body naturally produces saturated fat. That's part of the reason why I was demonized. You really don't need saturated fat, it's good. So saturated fats will be found in like pizza or pizza with bacon on it, like things where you cook, or you know how you fry bacon grease but you won't pour the grease down the sink because it'll clog the sink. Well, that grease is still on the bacon and you just ate it, so now it's just clogging your arteries. I'm not saying that to be condescending. I appreciate the taste of bacon, but I'm just saying, think about it. You won't put the grease in the sink, but you'll put the bacon in your body. It doesn't make sense. For unsaturated fats, your body does not naturally produce those. Think of your omega-3s and your omega-6s. In the standard American diet, we're getting enough omega-6. It's omega-3s that we're lacking. Focus on eating more fish if you eat fish. Flaxseed and walnuts are good sources of omega-3s. And trans fat, my favorite. Trans fats are man-made. Back when companies were trying to make sure that their products had a longer shelf life, they created these trans fats so that their products would last longer. So like in chips or in crackers, things like that. That's why they have to specifically say, hey, there's trans fats in this, because your body does not treat them like unsaturated fat or saturated fat. It's technically a chemically created unsaturated fat, and it's just not healthy to eat. So try and avoid trans fats completely if possible. So to wrap this all up, do not be afraid of eating fat. Just choose your fat sources wisely. Make sure you're eating natural sources of fat and not man-made fats, and avoid anything that's fat-free or diet products in general. They're not they're not conducive to a healthy lifestyle. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you guys actually like these videos. Give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you don't like it. I love your honest opinion. I'm making these videos for you, so if you don't like them, I will change them. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.